Well, here we go. We're taking off from the dirt runway at Aranjuez. This is, of course, in Costa Rica. We're making a left turn out. We're going toward the ocean where we were taking off toward the east. I guess we're going west now. Actually, we're going southwest. Anyway, you can see the riverbed down there, and you can see some other things, including another air vehicle. And unbeknownst to me, the pilot, his name is Peter, was going to come up and fly next to this air vehicle. He didn't say anything about it to me. Of course, the air vehicle is an auto gyro, and the guy in it is from the Amazon in Brazil, so I'm happy to make this little piece of film for him because he told me that he would host me down in the Amazon, which is a place that I want to go. Once again, we're turning because we want to come around and see if we can come by that plane again, the auto gyro. You can see the river down there, and of course the checkerboard patterns of the various products that they're growing. And something that I like is little bits of forested area that were untouched when they started clearing the land. And now we're heading back out toward the southwest. And look what we have here. It's coming into view, and you can see it real well there now. I focused on it. Is the gyro, auto gyro, also called a gyrocopter. And this time we're trying to fly a little slower because we want to see if we can get just a little bit better piece of footage. Sadly, the entire footage that I got is throwaway because of the plexiglass. It just flat out doesn't allow for good photography. But the guys in the auto gyro said, don't worry, we're going to take you up in the auto gyro and you'll be out there free and unhampered with my hair blowing in the wind. Oh, wait a minute, I don't have any hair. But anyway, this, you can see I did get some reasonable shot of the auto gyro this time. And I'll keep it, but I'm not going to actually put it out for the public to see. What you're looking at now is Punta Arenas, Costa Rica. Here we are, we're coming to the point. You can see the swimming pool, and off to the left, the wing just covered over the ferry boat that takes you out. Oh, and we got another auto gyro. I think that's the same one, actually. This is just the way the clips were put together here. You can see the beach there, and also the cruise ship pier. A lot of cruise ships in there. I've got tons of video of cruise ships from ground level. Anyway, there's all of Punta Arenas, and it's not very big. And actually, it's one of my least favorite places in Costa Rica. We're just covering up the soccer stadium there. Now you can see as we're coming around, and you can see the marshes there and the mangroves. The mangroves were actually a surprise for me to see. The mangroves were a little bit deeper than I thought. They were not just a skinny layer of mangroves. They're pretty deep, and there's some small rivers that come out through there. Right now it looks like we're at pretty low tide, so you can see the mud flats as well. I like to come up there sometime and make a really good picture of that area, so if I'm navigating a boat around there, I'll be more confident as to where I can go without getting stuck in the mud. And we're flying back toward the airport now. Another small river. Actually, we would call these more like streams, but they call them rivers. But I don't know if they're very navigable. In the distance, there's something white right about in the middle of the shot there, and I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's a building or whether it was smoke. It looks more like a building. There was a lot of smoke this day because they were burning the sugarcane fields, which is actually, I think, what we're looking at right now, sugarcane fields. The Costa Rican Sugarcane Company is down there somewhere. As a matter of fact, I probably inadvertently took a picture of it, but didn't really focus on that. Again, you can see the rivers, the mountains in the distance, and the clouds that are coming off over the mountains. Once again, there's a piece of wooded area there. I really like the fact that they left that intact. There's just something about it that's just a small woods, but the fact that it's intact and they didn't make farmland out of it is very pleasing to me. Once again, now we're looking more south, maybe just a little bit southeast, but It's we're looking along the mountains. We're looking down toward, well, I guess you'd this would be toward Oratina, and then further on Haka Beach. Anyway, I think you can hear a fire engine going by outside while I'm recording this, but I don't care. This is just live and funky. Now we're getting down pretty low, and this is where I like to fly. I really like being down at this altitude. I could fly a long way this way. It's more comfortable to go up high. We're crossing the river now, and every once in a while we get just a peek ahead at the landing strip there. Of course, it is dirt and grass. A lot of grass. I got to give them credit for that. And we're getting lower, and you can visualize now our speed becomes more apparent with things going by. We're almost touching down now, and just about on the ground, and boom, here we are. I think we're rolling now, or pretty soon. Anyway, again, the plexiglass sure makes for crappy video production. Again, I'm not going to use this, so no problem. Milena's sitting under this tree with a couple of guys that are flying model airplanes. I will put some footage of that in another video. Anyway, you can see there's the airport right ahead. That's a pretty small airport, but very active place, and almost unknown by most people in Costa Rica. There's one of the nice autogyros. Pura vida!
You like that?
Oh, that was great. Thank you so much. It
was difficult lining up with him because that airplane's so much slower.
Yeah, I know. I understood your problem there. Well, we got into the hangar, and there was so much echo, I cut the sound out there, so I'll just kind of fill in here. Obviously, we're putting the airplane away, just parking it into the hangar amongst all the other air machines in there, which are other planes and some autogyros. And Peter was telling me a little bit about building this plane. He built the whole thing himself. Your name again for my camera?
Peter Jarman.
And Peter Jarman. Peter just took me for a flight that, well, you're going to see some of the video that we bounced around quite a bit.
Yeah.
But I did it. I held the camera as steady as I could hold it. Yeah. Thank you, Peter. That's very nice.
You're welcome.
I'm probably going to be a neighbor of yours here for a while, so
all right.
Look forward to hanging out with you, and maybe helping all you guys promote this area. It's really worth it.
It is. It's a great little airport.
Yeah. How long have you been down here in Ticolandia?
About 8.5 years.
Oh, good. So you're casi Tico, no?
Well, yeah, I flew out of India with Jet Airways after I retired from Air Canada, and I lived here.
Oh, are you Canadian?
Yeah.
Where from?
Originally north of Toronto, Aurelia, and spent most of my career in Vancouver.
Well, believe it or not, I know where Aurelia is. My whole family's Canadian.
We're
Sault Ste. Marie for my father.
I used to be at Goma Steel all the time with my dad.
Oh, that's great. And my mother is a Maritimer, New Brunswick.
Oh, is that right?
They're passed away. My father just passed away at 101 years old.
Wow. That's
yeah.
amazing.
And but all my family's Canadian, except I was born in Texas.
Oh, yeah?
And I grew up in the U.S. and my sister was born in, but all the rest of the family's all Canadian.
Yeah, right.
I speak Canadian, which is good, eh?
You're right.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for asking me. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And here's a look at the whole plane, the actual plane. And Peter built this himself. So it's quite a machine. Oh, here comes another autogyro, but that's for another time. Well, let's go ahead and we'll wave at Teresita. She's getting her license, so when she flies with her husband, if he passes out, she can fly the airplane.